I was the business manager for an intellectual property law firm for 23 years. I was in charge of every bit of the infrastructure in the firm. I was working there sometimes 60, 70, 80 hours a week. It was very stressful towards the end of the 23 years. I was feeling like I didn't want to end my working career at that law firm, and I started digging into urban agriculture. Is everybody good? Oh, you did eat your food. Good girls. Yeah, hi. How's everybody doing? Yeah, did we fix that water thing yesterday? I think we did. Okay, move your butt, move your butt, move your butt. All right. We got this, and we got a treat. Look at this. Good girls. Good girls. Let's see if there's any eggs. Anybody done anything? Oh my goodness, looky there. Thank you. Oh, and it's nice and warm. Thank you, sweet girls. Owning Sweet Peas Urban Gardens and selling microgreens for a living has been heaven. Watching them grow, digging in the dirt, and having the peace of not having a pressure from a artificial deadline set by a lawyer is really nice. We can grow quite a bit of microgreens in the shipping container. In our year before COVID, we grew 3 tons in a 320 square foot vertical farm. We've grown up to about 60 varieties, and we also grow shiitake mushrooms and strawberries and blackberries, many leafy greens, and edible flowers. During COVID, we went from selling to just a few restaurants to selling more at farmers markets, grocery stores, and food distribution centers. We've grown significantly, but it's not always been easy being an urban ag farm. In 2020, we found our operation was illegal, mostly because of zoning issues in the city of Raleigh. One of the first complaints we had was our shed was too close to the property line for our next door neighbor. And then we had somebody knock on the door and tell us that our grass was too long. And I had to point out that it was an ornamental grass. And he pretty much left that day and didn't cite us for anything. But they were ready to cite us for a bunch of problems that they saw on the garden. Because of the many citations, the challenges with neighbors, we had to find another place. We had to move to Garner. And we're fortunate enough to find this place 10 days before our lease ran up at the last garden we were at. So we love Garner. In Raleigh and in Garner, we are always subject to zoning issues. Urban farmers aren't protected because they are vulnerable to anyone in the community who complains. There is no farm designation inside of a city limits. There needs to be a profound change through food policy, and every farmer is usually running 4 or 5 operations at one time and is busy. So we need a champion in the political sphere to make a comprehensive food policy happen. Whatever issue is important to you in your political leanings, wherever you are in the field, food should be something that's part of those solutions and should not be contentious.
This is amazing. All right, let's give our volunteers a round of applause.
We hold events here all the time, and recently we did one with little ones, Peter Rabbit in the Garden, with a local theater group. The mission to encourage people to know where their food comes from and to try it. So we had a pumpkin carving out of our pumpkins, and we let the kids taste some microgreens while they were here. A community garden is supposed to encourage community, and that's our first goal, and that's what we try to cultivate with our events and our volunteer hours. Just fabulous to have folks who want to understand what we're doing and understand why they need this and why we need this in every community. Since the beginning of the community garden phase of our business, we have met the most fabulous humans who come here and volunteer their time to help this garden stay vital, the last garden as well. And I couldn't do what I do without all of their help and all of their talents. Each and every one of them brings a different perspective and a different talent to this garden, and it thrives because of them. One of my favorite things about doing what I do is seeing the smiles on people's faces when I deliver their produce goodies to them.
Love new things.
I love it.
Because
all these kids are going to have taste profiles.
They know how this tastes. They want to taste. We want to taste something else. Man.
Okay.
And I know you got a lot of stuff.
I do.
Going on.
60 different varieties of things.
60? Do you really?
All the things.
Next time you come, bring me a list.
Okay, I will.
Because we're going to start going outside of the box. It's going to be a new year. New year.
I love it.
New microgreens.
I totally love it. Thank you for helping with all of this. I love this.
Thank you so much.
Yep. During COVID, we started inviting people here to eat so that we could show them how local food tastes delicious. Over the last 6 months, we've had a woofer who's just an incredible chef help us with these dinners. But we had a fabulous farm to table dinner again this last Saturday. Welcome to the garden. This is Sweet Peas Community Garden. I'm going to take you for a quick tour. This is an urban farm. So this is something that municipalities all over North Carolina are not embracing with their codes, but with their people they are. So we have to have mayors come and say, good for you, and then get denied permits for doing what we're doing. So we have spent a good deal of time, and there's a young lady over here who's been my expert on all things City of Raleigh and Garner, helping educate the city and change the rules about farming and growing food inside the city limits. So I'll be dead before it actually happens in North Carolina, the way it goes. And we've been working on this for a long time. There's an urban ag collective in Raleigh that has been talking about this issue with the city for a long time. But I think it's moving. So I'm in a neighborhood right now where I'm not that worried about being in trouble because my neighbors all embrace what we do. And both Raleigh and Garner are complaint-only based citations. So if somebody doesn't like what I'm doing, they can call and say, what is she doing? What is that thing in her backyard? What is all that food back there? Now we've been told in Garner that we can't have a permit for doing what we're doing because farming's not allowed inside of a residential neighborhood. So it's time to challenge that. They've never cited me. They've never been knocking at my door. No neighbor has complained. So I'm very hopeful that we will be legal before I die, but sooner than that, I hope. Being resilient in a small community is important, and knowing where your food comes from in case there's some disruption, and there can be a disruption of any kind and things that we don't even imagine. So that's our mission here. We are running 3 businesses to try to spread that word. The microgreen business, the community garden nonprofit, and then the produce bag delivery service, where we only supply folks with seasonal local produce. So that's our mission. We have a lot of support to help us, and I love it.